Hey there folks, how are we getting on? Welcome to a brand new Fallout 4 video. So the Anniversary Edition has been out for a couple of days now. I've finally got my hands on it, and I thought we'd take a look at the creations that are actually included in the update, as well as the changes that have happened to the sort of creations mod menu as well, because there's a whole bunch of stuff there. And sort of see what's what with it and get a bit more of a closer deep dive into it rather than just the list that is currently available on Bethesda's website, which I will link down below incidentally. So before we push on any further into this one, I should point out this one is a technically sponsored video. Bethesda did provide me with a key for the Anniversary Edition of the game. In fact, they've provided me with a key for all editions of the game. But yes, so that in that way, it is a sponsored video. Obviously, they don't know I'm making the video. They don't have any input, etc., etc. But, you know, there is an existing relationship there. So there's your FYI. Anyway, on that note, let's jump in and have a look at what's actually in here. We'll have a look at some of the new creations that are in here and the changes to the mod menu, and also the stuff that is specifically included in the Anniversary Edition. So if you want to sort of see what you're getting in that bundle, if you're considering picking it up, then you'll be aware. This might end up being a two-parter, by the way. I don't know, because this could take a while to get through everything. If that's the case, well, you guys probably already know, because I'll have put part 1 in the title. If I didn't do that, then I've managed to fit it all into one video. So I guess we'll find out, won't we? So, let's dive in. Okay, so this is the new creations menu. If we go to it from the main menu, there's creations under the main menu, and you can head in from there. And it resembles the one that is in Starfield, if you've played that game. It's basically now combining the Creation Club that Fallout had before, and Skyrim 2, and combining that with the mods menu, so they're now a single menu, everything's in together. Some of the creations in here are the paid ones, some of them are from verified creators, some tick both those boxes. And it also includes all of the stuff that was here before as well, it's just laid out a bit differently, so you can kind of see some of the changes right now. So they've got the featured creations thing across the top. This is the ones they're promoting. There are a few Fallout New Vegas tie-in ones here, which is not terribly surprising. This one kind of ties into 76's upcoming update as well, the Burning Springs one, and the Season 2 stuff as well. A whole lot kind of comes together with this. And we see stuff like souvenirs from Harvey. That's definitely related. And some other bits and pieces as well. These will not be the ones that are included in the bundle, I wouldn't think. They don't appear to be. So, yeah, a bit more of the featured stuff down here, if you want to see the stuff that they're highlighting at the moment. Verified creators. This is the stuff that is from people who've worked with Bethesda, and Bethesda have checked their work and so on and so forth. So, theoretically, we should be looking at a higher standard compared to, or a more consistent standard is probably more accurate, compared to sort of the Wild West of modding in general. So, that'll be on there. This is the stuff that is directly put together by Bethesda, so it really is kind of micro DLC. And a lot of this verified creator stuff and the stuff up here is also basically micro DLC. Not all of it. Can we find somewhere around here? It's disappeared right now, I think, but there's the one they meant. Oh, there it is. Tale of the Beast Hunter. This, for example, is been produced by a team working with Bethesda Game Studios. I've the name, it was there somewhere. Hobgoblin Studios, there we go. You think I'd remember that, it's a good beer. And they've basically put together a mini DLC with a new character and a small story relating to it, and some unique gear as well. So, as an example, obviously this one I'm not sure if it's paid or not, to be honest. That's the amount of creation, whatever currency they're calling it these days is. I've got at the top there. But Tales of the Beast Hunter, it looks like this one is actually free, so there's a win. If you're looking for some additional content to go in. But anyway, that's one of the major sets of changes to the menu at the moment. We get down here to creations, and this appears to be more creation club type stuff. But this is mostly the stuff that's actually included in the Anniversary Edition, but we'll look at it specifically in a sec. And this stuff is the stuff that I had bookmarked prior to the update. So this is just old school mods, plain simple mods, and it's going to be all free because it was before then. And then we get a more weird mixed bag here, which is not massively helpful. And then you can go into the similar stuff we had before in terms of searching for most liked and most downloaded mods and things like that, if you want to go through this way. Obviously, if you're on PC, Nexus mods and stuff like that are still an option as well, if you don't want to sort of go through the in-house Bethesda system, which one does understand. So, a couple of other things to look at. If we look down at the very, very bottom here, we can see category list, search, load order, options, purchase credits. Okay, that's what they're calling them, is it? Credits. And other instructions. So, search is what you'd expect it to be. It's a search option. Category list is interesting in that you can go, everything that was on this basically front page in its categories here is listed down here on a category list, which is going to make it easier to find something if you're looking for it specifically. Most of this comes into the more mod side of stuff, although I suspect there will be carryover with creations as well. The stuff that is coming with the cost, here's a good example. You've got the tick mark there for verified creator, and then you've got a cost figure here, which is stuff that's being charged for. Coming back down to the bottom again, the load order's changed a little bit, but not vastly. This is just because it's empty. There are some weird things going on with it. There are a few bits of jank that Bethesda are working on in general. That usually happens with updates. It happens in 76, it happens in this game, so on and so forth. But there are patches incoming. I was just wondering why it says I've got all of this space used and only so much available. I've just realised this is the hard drive it's saved on PC. So that took me a minute. That's why this is mostly full. It's because I've got 7 or 8 games plus a whole bunch of other software on this hard drive, hence why it's sitting at 700 and something gig. So yeah, that's why it looks like I've got a lot downloaded when I actually haven't, or at least not in Fallout 4. So that's that bit. And the options menu, I don't know if that's new or not, but it's certainly revamped. Being able to turn the music off is not unhelpful to me. And then there's update everything and so on and so forth. Be careful with the download all options because you're liable to just create a mess in your load order that you will either have a lot of work to fix, or if you're not exactly up on that sort of thing, you may have a hard time sorting out. So sort of be aware of that. So with that out of the way, let's have a look at what's specifically included in the Anniversary Edition in terms of creation content. So this is going to be all the stuff that is actually part of that bundle. So if we go into the category list, go to Creation Club, this is giving me everything owned. And I've already gone through the list on Bethesda.net and double-checked this, but some of these I did actually have beforehand, so they kind of double up a bit. But everything in here should be what is available as part of the Anniversary Edition update. So, you've got... let's put this into alphabetical orders first, because that just makes some more sense, doesn't it? I'm not going to look at every single individual item because we'll be here all day. You can get the general gist of things from the front page for some things. For other things, we'll have a look in more detail. For example, anti-material rifle. Obviously based on the one from Fallout 3 and New Vegas, particularly New Vegas, because that was the one with the anti-material rifle. But it's a slightly more modernised version of it from the look of that. For me, too much of a modernisation. I don't mind the basic version here, but when you start looking at that barrel with its shroud and stuff, it doesn't look like the Fallout 4 art style. So yeah, it looks out of place to me. That looks too modern tactical style, you know, the black tactical look. It's not quite there, but it's leaning in that direction, and I'm not a fan. Basic version, that's more okay. That's a bit more in the consistent style of Fallout 4 generally, but yeah, not keen on that particular look. Still, your mileage, of course, may vary. Arcade Workshop Pack. So this will be settlement building stuff. We've got a load of arcade posters, some games from the look of it. So arcade cabinets, yep. Lighting posters and flooring options. There we go. So yeah, there's some cool stuff in there. Always down for more camp stuff. Armor paints, a whole bunch of them. I assume, let's have a look at this Atom Cats one, that it goes on various armor types. There we go. Supported armor includes combat, metal, synth, and leather. Okay. So you got options. Combat probably well, there's options. Some of them are better depending on your build. That's kind of fun, actually, that synth helmet, if you want to go for the paints. Some of these are going to be more lore-friendly, I think, than others, which is not terribly surprising. For example, if we go have a look at this Brotherhood of Steel one, that works. On the other hand, if we look at some of the others, they're a little bit more out of left field, really. Institute combat armor is not exactly in keeping. But we do have a whole lot. Yeah, tunnel snakes. There's another example of something that's not massively lore-friendly when it comes to... oh, no gallery for that one. That's weird. When it comes to Fallout 4 at the very least, but it looks to be mostly black with some green decals and stuff on it, which is fine if you want that. So, moving on a little bit, we've got some dogs. New breeds of dogs found in the wasteland and adopted your settlement. Find them west of Nordhagen Beach. Okay. So you just find them, adopt them, and bring them back to your settlement. That's cool. If you want a bunch of doggos wandering around. If you're on console, by the way, be aware this may well be a particularly intensive frame rate hit, as moving actors do tend to do that more than some other things, for example. Gotta admit, that Border Collie does speak to me, though. If I had a dog, it would be a Border Collie. Oh, I suspect my cat would be quite upset by that. So, Capital Wasteland Mercenaries. What we've got here. Fight the good fight in the Capital Wasteland by helping a ragtag group of mercenaries defend GNR. Galaxy News Radio in the Commonwealth. That's a bit weird. Again, not the most lore-friendly of quests. We've got some Fallout 3 style gear, which is quite cool. And there is a quest to go with it, so yeah. Content there if you want something extra to play. I prefer stuff that looks like it belongs in the Commonwealth, so I would probably skip that myself, but to each their own. Quests and armors and stuff. Captain Cosmos, so this is very much coming over from 76. We've got that power armor is almost straight out of 76, as are most of these outfits. Or heavily inspired from the look of it. We got venture into the set of the old Captain Cosmos TV show and obtain a unique weapon, outfit, set of power armor that make any space cadet proud. There we go. It's kind of fun. It's definitely in lore, but it's also a bit goofy. Charlestown Condo. Now I'm interested. So live the life of luxury with this classy Charlestown Condo. 4 floors of customizability. Plenty of space to spare. Your new home awaits just down the road from Bunker Hill. Creation acquired via quest, so you install it and then you do a quest. I assume this is something you can decorate yourself. It certainly looks like it as well. I was going to say just sounds like it, but it looks like it too. I'd probably give that a go if we do a new playthrough of Fallout 4, which I'm sorely tempted to do at the moment. I have to admit, there's a good chance that might feature. Chinese stealth armor. Okay, there's kind of potential lore reasons as to why that might be there, kind of. Not a fan myself, but if you happen to be into that. And it's got the stealth options on it as well, so yeah. If you want to go for a sneaky sniper build, that could potentially be quite useful for you. Chocolate Lab. Coffee and Donuts Workshop Pack. Okay, so more settlement stuff. I keep calling it camps because I play too much Fallout 76, but what can you do? 75 new items, architecture signs, lighting, decorations, new animated food and crafting stations, allowing you to make pre-war donut and coffee flavors, and assign vendors to run your shop as well. That's cool. New power armor jobs. Some fun stuff in there. Power armor paint jobs, rather. A bit over the top. It's a bit Fallout 76, that, in the whole kind of unreliable narrator thing that 76 has going on. But still, it's fun if you're wanting a little splash of colour. Donuts are quite cool. They do look quite awesome, I have to say. But yeah, if you want to run a donut shop, there's some fun stuff there. CR-74L combat rifle. What we got here? Fully automatic rifle that can tear through your enemies at breakneck speeds with several different faction skins to customize its look. Okay. Don't know what I think of that. It's a weird design, that. Automatic rifle. I don't know. It kind of blends the Fallout 4 look with a weird front end, I think. It's not the most obnoxious design I've seen, or the most out of place thing, but I'm also not sure it's quite there either. It's a little more streamlined, most of the base game designs, or a lot of the base game designs are, so that's not a bad thing in a grand scheme. So, Dalmatian. I imagine that's going to appeal to a few people. They're a bit too bright, bold, and clean. That's the only thing with these dogs. They need to be a bit more grubby. It's the one issue, especially with the white furred wand. A Doom BFG. I see the appeal, not for me. Mind you, I suppose in some ways it's not that dissimilar to using a Fat Man, really, is it? With its telltale green flash and crackle of burning ozone, nothing says kill everything, living, dead, or otherwise, like the infamous BFG. The quest from hell starts in the ruins north of the capsized factory. Don't know that location on the top of my head. And has new ammo available through vendors. So, it looks very doomy. Doesn't look very Fallouty. Although, maybe you could lean into it with your character's look if you wanted to. Yeah, looking down sights there. That's very BFG, taking up the whole screen. Not into that myself. Yeah, and if it is like the BFG, it'll be extremely high powered and with scarce ammo, but as to whether or not they went quite that far, I don't know. Doom Marine armor, old school classic Doom armor. Doesn't really look like it belongs, but there we go. Enclave Remnants, this might be up a few people's alley. This one I think was already available. I think this is probably the one that came with the next gen upgrade 18 months ago, as I believe there were a few creations included in that, and I think this was one of them. Not 100% sure, the picture is the same, but the description is, I think, a little different, so that might not be a new edition. Fantasy Hero Set, I think that one is a new edition. It's a nod to Skyrim, not terribly surprisingly. Yeah, if you're into that, great. Golden Retriever. He's a handsome boy. And again, too clean though. Graphic t-shirt pack. Now this is quite fun. I had this before, so this either... I'm pretty sure this one will have been included in the next gen update as well. It's quite fun actually. I can't remember how well it interacts with armor and the like. I think it might go under armor quite well, which is quite cool if it does. I seem to recall that. But I also recall some versions were not the best. There's a lot of them scattered around, and in fact, I think they overpopulate the containers from what I recall, so you'll be finding a lot of them. But they're a fun set of Under Armour to wear that kind of does look reasonably law-friendly, I think, so that's quite cool. Great Dane, if you want one for your settlement. Gunners versus Minutemen. I think this is an older creation. I think most of these actually are, but still. Join the fight to retake Quincy alongside the Minutemen. Features 3 new power armor paints for both the Minutemen and Gunner factions. Yeah, I have seen this before. I don't know if it was included previously. I think it might be a new inclusion. But new set of quests and some new power armor paints. It was quite fun. Yeah, there we go. And moving on, Halloween Workshop Pack. Okay, I think I may have picked this one up in the past. I'm not sure. Witches, Cauldrons, Ghouls, 38 new spine-tingling Halloween props to decorate your settlements. Some wearables as well. That's cool. Again, no pictures though, which is a bit disappointing. I don't know if that's just because there aren't any or just because something weird is going on. It could be either way. Okay, so I think we'll call that about there. There's still quite a lot to go through, and we've run on far enough for now, I think, for one day. But yeah, there's still quite a few creations to look at that are included in the anniversary edition. That's an interesting start as to what it is. So we've got a few quests in there, a whole load of bits and pieces for settlements, some outfits, some new guns, that sort of stuff. There's some interesting bits in there, some of which I will definitely have a look at myself, some of which I will probably take a pass on, but it was kind of to be expected with 150 creations in there. Obviously, quite big changes to the modding menu, but I suspect the underlying functionality is still the same once you get the hang of it again. It doesn't look like it's changed that much, it's just like they've adjusted it. It's definitely a very console-centric UI, but it's not terribly surprising. It seems to work better than they initially did for Starfield, at least when that was first put in. That was a little bit awkward to use, I seem to recall, so this does seem to roll a little more smoothly than that. But they've had the time to iron out the creases, I guess. I will put a link in the corner up here and down below as well to the second part of this video series, just as soon as I get it uploaded. Not sure if I'll do that today or if I'll do it tomorrow. We'll see how the sort of timing pans out on that. But there will be a second part where we'll go through the rest. It'll be shorter than this one because we won't have quite so much preamble to get through. But yeah. Also linked in that corner, you find yesterday's video going over the rest of the Bethesda news that has been going on in the last little while. So if you want to take a look at that, there's some interesting tidbits and rumours and hints and stuff coming out about upcoming games and Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 3 remasters, and as well as stuff around Fallout 4 as well. So if you want to have a quick look at that, then that's fairly short and sweet as well. For now, I'll say thank you very much for watching. You know where the likes, subs, notification bells are if you want to hit those. I do appreciate. Social media links in the description. Channel memberships down below if you want to support the channel directly. And if you get a chance, join us for live streams. Apart from maybe doing some Fallout 4 fairly soon. I'm getting more and more tempted. We're also playing The Last Caretaker, which has been really, really cool. And The Outer Worlds 2 as well. And of course Fallout 76. So keep an eye out for all that. For now, thank you very much for watching. I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon.